Prioritize your sleep. That's a lesson I've learned actually yesterday. Normally during the week, I sleep like 6 hours, maybe a bit less, and then on the weekends it's a bit more. But I've came to the conclusion that optimizing my sleep, maybe not optimizing, but sleeping a bit more during the week would be a good idea to actually. There are some benefits which I'm going to tell you about in a moment. So I've decided I'm going to sleep 7.5 hours. I've heard it's good for an adult to sleep 8 hours, sometimes 7.5, because there are some kind of cycles which are 30 minutes. So blocks from 30 minutes when you go into the deep, the REM phase, rapid eye movement, I think. So that's the deep phase of your sleeping, and you go out. So that's like either half an hour or 1 hour, 1.5 hour. I'm not sure, but in one study I've read that you have to sleep between 6 and 7.5 hours. So I've done it, and I don't know if it's just the first when you do something the first time, it's you have a different perspective, and I'm gonna tell you after a few days if those benefits actually keep going, but from today's experience, I'm gonna tell you that my mind is clearer. I think that I don't think that I actually know it. I've read it somewhere that during sleep your mind goes through some kind of, I'm not gonna call it a reset, but all the rubbish, all the junk that you accumulate during the day, it just goes away. Like your sleep just clears your mind. And I actually gonna tell you that it's true. I felt really good mentally today, and the recovery is better. I don't have this feeling of fatigue when I wake up, and it's actually great. You have to sacrifice some tasks that you would normally do during the time that you actually now invest into sleeping. But mostly for me it was just time wasting, sitting on my phone from time to time, maybe playing some game, like total time wasters. And I think investing it into sleep, it's actually a very good investment, very good. And I think I can continue with it. There will come some days when you have to do something else. You have some work, maybe you have some kind of event, and you just don't get your sleep. But I think it's a good habit to build in. So most days you sleep those 8 or 7.5 hours. And it's good for recovery. It's good for your mind. So continuing this habit is my new goal, and I will stick to it, because the way I felt today in the morning, it's just something different, just something different. And the second lesson actually for today is to be more open. I have a friend which goes to the same gym as I do, and he's like the type of guy who's like, you get the feeling that he knows everybody. He talks to this guy, to this girl, and he's like, he's never like this guy who points his eyes down and just stands there in the corner. He's like the center of attention. And I've noticed, because I know him for like a year now, that actually I'm more open towards people. It's something I never actually had. You know, I think many of us, especially those who are labeled as introverts, there are some kind of groups, maybe your friend group, maybe your family, maybe the people at work, where you just feel like yourself and you can be open. And in different groups, you just put on a different mask. And I think that's not necessarily the case to all people. And there are people who are just open in most groups, at least, if not all groups. And when I mean open, it's not like you're always the center of attention, but you know, you're confident, you can talk to anybody, and you don't have this nervousness, or you know what I mean. And you know, being with this kind of people, spending time with them, actually teaches you to be open, to be like them. And it's the same with different abilities. You know, I've read somewhere that if you spend time with a few friends who make more than you do when it comes to money, then when time passes on, you'll actually your income will go up, because you just soak in all these habits, the way they talk, the way they think, the way they do things, and actually the things they do, that you actually become like them. And it's the same with negative stuff. If you spend time with negative people, you'll be negative. So spending time with people who have the attributes, the character that you want to have yourself, that's an important lesson.